Hello to you, my fellow Gooners, and welcome to Arsenal TV. This is my preview for Bournemouth versus Arsenal in the FA Cup 4th round at the Vitality Stadium, 8 o'clock kickoff UK time. Now, what do we know about Bournemouth? Well, Bournemouth last time out got a 3-1 win against Brighton at home in the Premier League. And it was one of them games that you wouldn't really expect Bournemouth to win it, because they've got key players out injured. But they managed to pull out a victory, and it is one of those victories for them that will push them on for the Premier League until the rest of the season. Now, also last time out for Bournemouth in the FA Cup, that they picked up a 4-0 win against Luton Town at home as well. That's the type of game you would expect Bournemouth to win, as you know they are a Premier League team. But they won it quite comfortably, 4-0, and they put themselves into the next round, the 4th round, against Arsenal, which is tomorrow. Now, Arsenal and Bournemouth, this is their first time of meeting against each other in the FA Cup. They've never met before in the FA Cup. But they've already played against each other twice already this season in the Premier League. Bournemouth got a defeat to Arsenal, 1-0 at the Emirates this season in October, on the 6th of October. And Bournemouth picked up a point against Arsenal at the Vitality Ground on the 26th of December on Boxing Day this year. So as we know, it is going to be a very, very tight game between, the two clubs. Now, what do we know about Bournemouth's style of play? Well, Bournemouth's style of play is very simple: playing attractive football. And then what they'll do against Arsenal, they will, in every game they play, they always like to keep possession. They like to play counter-attacking football, creating chances. And they say, well, creating chances are the way to get goals and to, get in front in the game. But as we know, Eddie Howe likes to make sure that his players are working hard to retrieve the ball, pressing high up the field, starting with the opposition's defence. And then after that, they like to, dispose the opponent. And obviously they like to cause the opponents to make errors so they can get onto the turnover of possession very, very quickly. And once they keep the ball, they like to keep it, carefully. And they always like to find ways to try and find a solution in getting behind the opponent's defence. We all know it is going to be a very, very tough game between the two clubs. A key player that Arsenal need to watch out for in this game, and that is Callum Wilson. As we know, he's recently ended a 15-match goalless streak in the Premier League, but had already struck in the FA Cup, scoring in Bournemouth's 3rd round win over Luton Town over the 4-0. He will now be hoping to go on a run with the Cherries league stats on the line. Before that, another opportunity to score against Arsenal. Now, a key stat that I would like to tell you about Callum Wilson is that he has scored 3 goals in 6 previous matches against Arsenal. And that he's one of the players that we do need to watch out for, because he's one of their strikers. But he's one player that Arsenal do need to watch out for, especially our defence. We do need to try and keep him at bay. Now, what do we know about Arsenal at the moment? Well, after 26 days of the transfers, Arsenal has signed a centre-back on loan deal, I believe. He's Pablo Mari. I don't really know much about him, but I know that he is, for what I've seen of him, he's a very, very calm and collective defender. He likes to play the ball long. He's very physical as well, is something that we need. But yeah, I don't really know much about him, but I think Arsenal are going to release it soon, before this game, hopefully. Now, in the Premier League, Arsenal got a good result against Chelsea. I know it was only a draw, but in terms of the circumstances that happened, with David Luiz getting the red card within the first half, us playing with 10 men, it's the way the team played was absolutely phenomenal. The team spirit, they was determined to get a win and to keep us in the game. And it was a great result for us. Because usually you would think going down to 10 men playing against Chelsea at Stamford Bridge, If it was under Unai Emery, we probably would have lost 3-1, 4-1. If it was under Arsene Wenger, we would have lost maybe 5-6-0. But luckily we got a draw under the circumstances, so I'm happy with that. But last time out in the FA Cup, Arsenal managed to get a win against Leeds, and it was a 1-0 win. But Leeds were very, very tough. Very, very tough to play against in that first half. It was basically a game of two halves in that game. But we go through, and obviously we're through to the fourth round, and now we get drawed against Bournemouth. Now me personally, in terms of the team lineup that I will get into in a minute, me personally, I would go with, a bit of rotation here and there. But the more I think about it, we've got a 2-week winter break after this game. So really, do we need to rest our first team players if they're going to have, a 2-week winter break? And I reckon personally that MIKEL Arteta will go with a full strong side. And I reckon that because he said in his press conference, he said that every game is important. Every competition is important. So I don't think MIKEL Arteta is going to throw all of his eggs into one basket in terms of Europa League, Premier League. He's taking one game at a time, and that's what I like about MIKEL Arteta. But as I said at the start of the video, this is going to be another tough away game for MIKEL Arteta, and I'm very happy in what he's doing at Arsenal at the moment. So guys, with that said, I'm going to get into my predicted lineup for this game and what I think MIKEL Arteta might go with. So starting off in goal, and that is Martinez. I don't reckon he's going to go with Bernd Leno for this game. I reckon that he will go with Martinez because Martinez is the cup goalkeeper. And I've got no problem with him. His distribution is good. He commands his area really well as well. And I've got no problem with him being the second choice goalkeeper. So I'm going to go with Martinez. We're going to go to the back four. The flat four. First off, at right back, I'm going to go with Hector Bellerin. Against Chelsea, considering it was his first game back, he actually played pretty well, pretty decent. Got a goal as well, coming back from his ACL injury. Yes, he got outplayed a couple of times, but as he gradually got through the game, he played absolutely solid. Because I also think that he needs more game time, so I'm going to go with Bellerin. Playing at left back, I'm going to go with the young Saka. Saka's 18 years old, and he's got this position as a left back. Now, what people forget about Saka is that when he was playing for the under-23s, he actually played as a left wing back. So a left wing back is no different to what it is as a left back, and people forget that. Now, as young as he is, I think he's doing a brilliant job. And maybe Arsenal might not need to go and look out for a left back. Because at the minute, I think at the age that he is, he can learn that position. So I'm going to go with Saka. We're going to go to the two centre-backs. First off, I'm going to go with Rob Holding. I think Rob Holding needs game time. Didn't have a great game against Leeds United when he played in the FA Cup. Didn't have a great game. But I want him to have this chance. And I think this will be a good chance for him to actually get some game time, and hopefully he'll be able to put in a good performance. So I'm going to go with Rob Holding. Playing alongside him, I'm going to go with Socrates. Socrates has been ill recently, and they're saying that there is a bit of a doubt that he might not be able to play. But I'm going to go with him because I don't want Mustafi in the side for this game. So I'm going to go with Socrates. Playing in the midfield pivot, first off, I'm going to go with Lucas Torreira. I thought Lucas Torreira had a good game against Chelsea. Really did protect that back line. And I do still feel that we do need someone alongside him who's a little bit better. But Lucas Torreira is doing the job, and he's playing in his actual position, and I've got no problem with him whatsoever. Playing alongside him, I'm going to go with Granit Xhaka. I thought against Chelsea, Granit Xhaka, for me, I thought he was man of the match as well as Martinelli was. I thought Granit Xhaka played absolutely brilliant, especially when you had to go at centre-back. And I personally thought that Granit Xhaka had a great game at centre-back. I thought he played well. and he kept Chelsea at bay. Done things very, very simple and basic. So I'm going to go with Granit Xhaka. We're going to go to the attacking area, the three that sit in front. First off, I'm going to go with Nicolas Pepe. Against Chelsea, Nicolas Pepe was causing problems. He was very direct. Yes, I think he's still slowly, gradually adapting to the Premier League. But I think he will eventually come good. But I'm seeing very, very good glimpses of him. And hopefully he can keep up with the good performances. So I'm going to go with Nicolas Pepe. Playing out onto the left-hand side, I'm going to go with Gabriel Martinelli. What can I say about this kid? He's absolutely phenomenal. I think that he's guaranteed his spot near enough every week. And the partnership that he has with Saka on that left-hand side is great. It's absolutely brilliant. Now, I know against Chelsea that he was going to come off within 20 minutes, I believe. And the next minute, you know, he goes and makes a 67-yard run within 8 seconds and scores. And the way he kept his composure to score the goal was absolutely phenomenal. And Arsenal need to tie him down to a long contract and up his wages, seriously. So I'm going to go with Gabriel Martinelli. Playing in that number 10 role in the middle of that three, I'm going to go with Mesut Ozil. Mesut Ozil, when we was down to 10 men against Chelsea, I think Mikel Arteta made the right choice in terms of taking Ozil off, because we know Mesut Ozil is not a quick runner. So maybe it was a right choice to make. But I think in this game, he does need to start creating more chances. I know he has done, but this season he's only got 1 goal and no assists. He needs to start playing better. He needs to start putting in the hard work. But we need to create chances, so I'm going to go with Mesut Ozil. Playing up front as a leading striker, I'm going to go with Alexandre Lacazette. Yes, he is still misfiring at the moment. And I think with the rumours that's going around with him and his partner and his personal life, I think that might be sort of playing a part in the reason why he's not scoring goals for us. But you can't fault his work rate. But now you think about it, work rate is not enough. He needs to start scoring goals. That's what he's paid for. So I think whatever his personal problems that he has, he needs to put that to one side. Go out on the field, do your job, come back. Leave it in the dressing room. Do not take your problems on the field with you. But Lacazette needs to start scoring goals. So I'm going to go with Lacazette. So guys, there you have it. That's been my preview. That has been my predicted lineup. Let me know in the comments box. As always, do you agree or do you disagree? What you would keep, what you change, and do you think Mikel Arteta will go with a full, strong lineup? My predicted score for this game, it is going to be a very, very tough game. But I'm going to go with a Arsenal 2-1. Guys, if you are new to Arsenal TV, you know what to do. Hit that subscribe button. Make sure you're hitting that notification bell so you do not miss another video. Making sure you're hitting that thumbs up button, which is very, very important. And making sure you are leaving your comments below. Guys, until my players' ratings after the game, I will see you lot soon. I am out of here.